Alright, I'm going to be tying a golden stonefly for y'all today. The materials I'm going to be using is tan unit thread and 6/0, Medallion sheet, small yellow wire, and a Ozark turkey feather, some ginger color Goose biots for the antennas and the legs and tails, and of course lead-free 0.025 wire for weight. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to start right here behind the hook eye. Alright, I want to attach my antennas to the side of the hook shank. So I'm going to place this kind of on top, allow the thread to bring it around, and my antennas are not. Allow the thread, bring it around, and attach it with some firm wraps. Then I'm going to do the near side of me. I'm going to kind of put this underneath the hook shank and let the thread kind of bring it around and attach. And try to even them up. And then attach them down. Cut the butt ends and fasten them down really good. And make you a small whip finish. Now I'm going to take my lead wire, make 10 wraps. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Break it off. Break the other side. And slide up to that where I stopped with my thread. And really try to push it up tight. Then of course I'm going to use super glue to hold my lead in place. And I'm going to start my thread right behind my lead. And start forming me a body. And again, I want this to taper. And I'm going to wrap down the shank of the hook to the bend and tie in my tails. I'm going to tie these in the same way I did with my antennas. Put them on the side of the hook. I'm going to place one on the far side of me and let my thread bring it around to place. Then do the other side. And again, you're going to kind of put it underneath and let the thread bring it up to place. And I'm going to wrap forward over the butt ends all the way up to my head wire to help me form my body. And come back with some nice snug wraps. And if your tails kind of looks like they're not split, and come back to the tails, come up between them, and use your thread to kind of split them. And if they, and I'm going to come back to my lead wire, or to the front of the hook. I'm going to tie in my small yellow wire for my reel. I'm going to tie that in right on top of the shank of the hook, and come back. And I'm going to take some Medallion sheet, and it's going to be about half of the hook gap, and I'm going to catch that right behind the lead wire also. And I'm going to allow this to kind of sit on top, but kind of form around the hook as I wrap down. Come back down to my tails, kind of pull it up, look at it, see if I like it. And come back up a couple wraps. And again, I want a nice taper body to this. So I'm just going to take small amounts of dubbing and start forming me a dubbing loop, or dubbing noodle, I mean. Alright, I'm going to take my dubbing and start using my rotary vise, start wrapping back down little ways, and start working my way back up and trying to form a nice taper body. I don't want it really thick. And stop where your right on top of your lead begins, and you're going to fold your medallion up and catch it for a shell back. Now I'm going to take my wire, I'm going to counter wrap and form a rib, and I want nice even spacing. And that also kind of helps protects that medallion sheet. And secure that. Look up your wire till it breaks off. And we're going to take some turkey feather, and I'm going to catch it with the dull side up. And right on top of my lead wire. And now I'm going to take some goose biots for my legs, and I'm going to do them just how I did my antennas and my legs. I'm going to place on each side of the hook shank, but I'm going to kind of point these a little bit more downward. So I'm going to catch it on the side and just kind of let my thread bring it into place. And check, see if I like the placement. And again, you want to try to make these as even as you can. And secure them. Get you another set of legs, and I'm going to make these just a touch shorter than my last set. Again, kind of point them down. And secure them, the butt ends down really good. And on the last set, I'm going to take these and I'm going to point the tips towards the hook eye this time for my front legs. And again, try to get on even. And secure. I'm going to take my thread, start working my way back, and using my thread to try to separate my legs a little bit. Now for the thorax, I'm going to make it a little bit thicker. And I'm going to use the same dubbing, and I'm going to use my dubbing to help position my legs also. Come up behind the very back legs and kind of pull up with 2 wraps, then kind of come in between and come underneath my middle legs and back. And just kind of start taking my dubbing, working around my legs. And I'm going to pull my turkey feather up over, and in between my front legs and my middle legs, I'm going to catch it. Come back. Add some more dubbing. And try to start forming a tapering this back down towards the head. Pull your front legs back and try to catch it right in. And Catch my turkey feather. And just a touch more dubbing to cover up my thread wraps and trim. And whip finish. Now, sometimes I do color my thread black from the head, but anyway, there's a golden stone for you to try and tie and see how it works for you. And I've had some success on it, so good luck, and until next time.